Welcome to Today at the Races here on Friday in Maryland. Hello, guys. Callie Francois with Keith Fusel. Of course, Keith, couple the prices of yesterday. You clocked in one underneath at the bookend. So last race, eighth race, Food Foodie, Carol Sedano, Fanica Bentley, $25 winner at 11 to 1. Busting up is hard to do. Shipping from Ollie Figgins and Freddie Peltroche from Charlestown, a $26.40 winner. And Tweedaway Robin, William Humphrey, Hugh McMahon coming in with another price as they did just the day prior at $17.80 at 7 to 1.
Yeah, take note of that barn right now. I've got one of his horses on top today, Hugh McMahon with Humphrey. Last race, Food Foodie, as we like to say in the press box. Carol Sedano sat around all day, right, for
She
one
did.
mount. And there it was, a little bit of a tell right there. And we talked about the breeding on the show. Was kin to a runner that Damon Dilla DeVico has running around here. She's a Rolling Stone, if I'm not mistaken, won a couple routes. And did win in debut. So there you go. Congrats to Carol Sedano and Fanica Bentley.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the track. We had a little bit of rain yesterday. It was expected early afternoon, but it came late afternoon, evening. The track is good and sealed. With how cloudy it's going to be getting today, I don't really see it changing too much. It's not like there's going to be a bunch of bright sunshine to really dry the track up today.
Doesn't look like it, and whoever, I guess, does the weather for the Baltimore Orioles, they might have just going out and finding a new job today for canceling opening day and having it today with the weather today. So yeah, hey, you miss sometimes.
Tough luck, buddy.
There you go.
Let's go ahead and start things off and talk about this card, which does, of course, as per usual, start with the early pick 5, and it starts in this claiming at $25,000 for the girls 3 years old and upward, which have never won 2, going a 1-turn mile here. Scratching the number 5, Latesh. Keith, you have the one on the outside. Misty Mauve for Rudy Sanchez Salmon gets the blinkers on today with Johan Rosado.
Little flyer. I took this one last time, bit the dust off a little slow, rushed up, chased, no good. I'm just taking a shot here. A little bit of value, has some speed. I think, moving outside helps. Had plenty of works leading into that race. Was just kind of flat. We're going to add the blinkers today. Interesting move coming back on such short rest. There you go. Misty Mauve should be forward. I think the horse to beat, Ladra Defici. I think the race is going to kind of have to travel through her at some point. Last time out, battled through pretty good internal fractures out of a triple key race. A couple other horses came back to run really big. Stretching out sprint to route. Here's a little stat for you for Claudio. The last couple years as a favorite, and I think that she will eventually go off as the fav. We'll see. But 20 for 48, 42% with this kind of move. It's pretty strong.
Okay, that is pretty strong.
Yeah, she didn't switch leads till real late last time, but she stayed around okay once she did. And actually going back to one of her mile races, her figure kind of works in there. So I think, you've got Cruz on here, a jockey that's paired up and won a lot of races with Gonzalez, kind of a go-to rider.
25% on the dirt.
Yeah, for him. So I think she's definitely going to be forward a long, long way. But Misty Mauve a shot. I do like your horse, Voodoo Mama Juju for Rodolfo Sanchez Salomon. We had this one at 7 to 1 a couple races back. Just overshot it last time out.
Oh, absolutely. So then I'm going off of is this one going to be able to handle the off-going? Bred just okay. Opportunity, not the strongest on a wet dirt. Union Rags, much, much stronger at 18%. But I'm going to go ahead and take a stab at that and just to let everybody know. Because I kind of handicapped for a little bit of rain yesterday. And I kind of continued that into my day today. So keep that in mind when handicapping, guys.
Yeah, as Isabel's Glory looks like maybe that also legitimate closer with Voodoo Mama Juju. Last time out, no real excuse. A little steady and a little erratic through the lane. I think this drop, a little bit of drop down to the 25 is going to help her change. She doesn't have a whole lot of speed. Hopefully things get kind of heated up front, and which they could. Performance anxiety certainly could go ahead and send from the rail. Interesting little race in the open. I'll take a shot with a price. Horse to beat in my mind is the 3.
There we go. Race number 2 kicks off the early pick for Keith. You got a ticket. How do you play it today?
Yeah, this wasn't the easiest sequence. I couldn't come up with a huge price. $18 ticket. Race 2, 1, 2, and 5. Put the pass behind. I think is going to be awfully tough here for Jerry Brooks and Jaron Barbosa. Back to Laurel. Race 3 with the 3 and the 6. I wanted to spread here. I could literally take every horse. This is not one you really kind of gonna have a lot of faith in any of your selections. I like the 7. who was since scratched. So race 4, the 1 and the 3, Mo Martha, there's Hugh McMahon and Billy Humphrey, along with Angel of Canterbury for Ness. Race 5, we wrap it up with the 1, the 2, and the 7. Bob Gamber, and if I looked, going back for 5 years, and I've got this horse maybe a little too low at 2-1. Did cross the wire in front a couple races back. I don't think he's has run a favorite here in 5. So it's a little new territory for the barn. But good luck to him. I'm always rooting for the smaller stables.
Absolutely. Yep. There we go, an $18 ticket for Keith Fustel as per usual. And it starts off in this claiming 40,000 event, going 5.5 on the dirt for the straight 3-year-olds.
Okay.
Keith, let's go ahead and take a look right away at your top selection. Put the pass behind. Let's take a look back in the middle of March from the quarter pole onto the wire.
I know this guy. He's got 1 win out of 6 races, and I tell you, he's run some bang up tries, especially going back to last May in the debut was phenomenal, running off like that and getting the job done. Keys up against the right kind. This is a good race back here at Laurel on March the 4th, making this run to go ahead and challenge. Just not quite good enough. Jock loses whip about the 16th pole, but I tell you what, he's a gutsy horse, and you went against Older last time. The ship and everything that was involved could have taken something out of him. But from inside at 5.5, he's going to turn it on from the rail, and he's going to battle you a long way.
Absolutely. The only thing I have, what it was encouraging, that was in between a ton of action in that effort that we saw last out, and that was my only concern about this one, since this is drawing the rail position. But pretty strong coming into this race. I go ahead and take a stab at the number 5 Bick with the blinkers on. Hugh McMahon, William Humphrey. I'm kind of riding that train for a while, but I prefer this distance back for this one here today.
These 2 sprints are good. Had trouble second time out. Had a little trouble. You see that blocked at the half-mile pole. Finished well was a comment. Just try to route a ground. I think turning back is going to be just what the doctor ordered. The blinkers go on. He has enough speed to stay within it and just keep on going. Just kind of like that ride yesterday that he gave on the Tweetaway Robin. Chase, grind, and got up with a lot of heart. Bick with that kind of move. Indy bound could be a really shrewd claim in here. I was looking at this morning and saying, how's this horse eligible? He was claimed for 32, so fits the parameters. 25% on the race. It drove me nuts. I called Georgiana, called Adam. Usually I pick up on these things. I just, for some reason, I whiffed on that one. But Indy bound, I think turning back in distance is going to be the key. A good try running up behind, put the pass behind 2 races back, and you've got J-Rod. So there you go. That horse will be rolling, I think, from the back of the pack.
Absolutely. Race number 3 kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6 here today. I've got a ticket structure for you guys, and let's take a look at how I do this. As you mentioned.
There you go.
There we go. Race number 3, no idea what to do there, so boop, I go 5 wide in there, and then while you go 2 deep, I go ahead and take the easy single in the Angel of Canterbury, but mind you, Hugh McMahon, William Humphrey, and Mo Martha behind I was tempted to put that one as well. Race number 5, 1-4, Lady Mosler, I can do it, as you mentioned, with Bobby Gambler. Race number 6, that is our jackpot carryover race, our super high 5 race. 2, 4, 5, 6. I could have gone with one more, either adding 7 on the rocks or Wicked Prankster, but we'll see how that shakes up there in the 6th race. In race number 7, I go 3 deep. 1, 2, 3, Nostalgic Run, Iowan, and Shackled Love, my price play of the day. Race number 8, 2 deep, 2, 6, prepare for takeoff, extra crunchy, pretty easy there, and a $48 ticket here for Friday's race card.
I noticed something glaring there, Callie.
Tell me.
In race number 3. You've got them all, but my top selection, so I don't know what the hell. That may not bode well for me or you. We're going to find out, because CC Unified, I think, is going to be the one to catch. Beat You by a Chubby Nose was off a little slow last time. It was hard used 4 wide to get to contention. If she breaks a little bit better, she definitely could hamper the chances of my top selection. I'm going to take this horse shipping in from Parks.
Oh, why not? Okay. Absolutely. I just kind of glazed over that one. You also go with the number 6 in your Exacta Love is Strong, Daniel DeKenzie, Louis Rivera, dropping down to just logical for the 5 for the nickel.
Yeah, a slower start for Daniel McKenzie thus far, but the 2-back try, you see the comment was a little fractious, taken firmly in hand and too far back, too much to do, and then off the claim, way too much to do against that group. But I think, from a sustainable run, I got some faith in Love is Strong here for Louis Rivera and this barn. 4 for 22 overall the past couple years. So the percentages there, they don't run a lot, but I think back to the right kind of spot here, getting the condition is the key today for Love is Strong. This is a close race.
It's a close race. I'm hoping I get a little bit more of a price with the one that you also have underneath in Special Freedom, Ferris Allen. Decent effort last time out. You just have to hope that this one, getting back to the mile and 16th, is really going to help this one out here today.
Well, she won. Go back to September, November, all right, at Delaware off the sprint. And then the two-turn. It's a two-turn race, that mile, and got it done at Delaware. So any kind of fig near that, like a 54 buyer, is going to put her really in business against this group, gets the advantageous inside post.
And race number 4 is a claiming 40,000 for the girls. Straight-year-old fillies going 5.5 here on the dirt. Keith, you have the number 1 on the inside, Mo Martha, Hugh McMahon, William Humphrey. As we mentioned, a nice price yesterday of $17.80 from that duo. Comes back into this, shorter distance from routing. Clearly wasn't the game for her, and I think she's going to be able to handle the spot a little bit better today.
A little time to regroup. Hasn't been seen since late January. I thought all of the sprints were good. She was really gutsy in debut, was ready to go, was bet down. A little bit of a trouble. You see the short comment, rail steady late, was very gamey on Pharaoh's Baby Gal. A Russell runner comes back to get the job done, and not awful against cheekiness when chasing that pace. So there is a couple speed types. Lady Serenity, I think her only option is to go ahead and go, and probably will, with Carlos Lopez. Angel of Canterbury, with the blinkers have gone on and a little bit more speed has been put into her. She's been kind of pushed to kind of get it done. Beat that field easily last time out of Parks on a muddy sealed surface. So, she goes up, I guess, if that moisture stays there. Yeah, but I think Mo Martha can slide into that spot just behind the speeds and go ahead and make a move into its first time Lasix sprinting off a little freshening.
And Uncle Mo, 19% on a wet dirt to wrap things up there. Will be able to handle this rail position, I believe, as she had her first start on a good surface. It was an off-the-turf event back in October. So a lot to offer with that filly on the inside.
Yeah, the 2 Coal Mine sneaks away at a little bit of a price in here. I'm surprised this barn hasn't yet dropped this runner. They stay with her at this $32,000 range, and you're going to see it again. This is the run off of March the 12th, the most recent. It's kind of taken a hold of right up out of the gate there was Coal Mine. Maybe a little bit of tight, and then was used 4 and 5 wide and just was flat through the stretch. And we're going to pick up Carrasco today, right? So a little bit more experienced rider, makes this little run into contention, but just really can't sustain.
Too early.
Yeah, the faith that they kind of still holding a little faith out for this one. So maybe has enough. I think she's got some positional speed, not quite as fast as I don't think the 3, 4, and 1 early, but has a chance if she gathers herself up out of the gate, settle and make a progression into it this afternoon.
I see that even if it doesn't quite work out again for this filly here, I still see them keeping her at this type of level here today. So I can absolutely see the appeal, especially with the change up to Victor Carrasco. And we will be right back after this commercial as we continue the rest of Friday's card afterwards.
And they're off.
And we're back in this 5th race for Friday's card in this maiden claiming 45, going 7 furlongs on the dirt for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Keith, we see this a bit topsy-turvy. You go with Smoke and Stint with a scratch of number 5 dearly, mind you, as well. On the outside, Diana McClure, Bryson Butterfly, really hopefully we get a change up with this one. It has not been getting out of the gate at all.
It's a race I just kind of wanted to just take a shot as well. I can do it. We talked about Bob Gamber going to have that weight of being a favorite on his shoulders today with this 5-year-old mare. She was really gutsy when she was crossing the wire the first time. She speed from the inside, proven against the boys last time, not really there. But let's talk about Smoke and Sin. Yeah, off a little slow last time, but what I liked, I saw a little bit of late life when this horse was guided off the inside mid-stretch and came on. A little freshening. We got a barn change. We've got Lasix on. It looks like some really forward works for Smoke and Sin. The Sib that's run very quick, had a lot of speed. So I expect this one with a little bit better break to be a little bit more forward today with Bryson Butterfly.
And I go with Lady Mosler on top for Damon Deal DeVico. Gets Angel Cruz here today. Just taking this is coming off of the layoff for Damon. 28% with that. A new horse in the barn. 25% with that one. I take a stab now with. Excuse me, yes, keeps Angel Cruz. Beat Thunderboss, but Thunderboss was dropped to 12-5. Can't find any luck, but lost out to Valiant Majesty, who is second next time out. I like the spacing in between. I think they're just trying to find the perfect distance for her, and just might get lucky with the 7 furlongs here today.
You got it. She catches the right kind of field right here for this little jump off the claim for a winning combo. Yeah, Italian War Cry, you've got in the mix. I've got in the mix. Interesting here. I used her last time. She took quite a bit of money into Good Girl Bad Habits. She had to chase a really quick pace, and that was it. The race got away from her early. Now, I looked at the breeding. There's more of a turf lean to this breed going longer, so hence maybe they protect again with the maiden, the Maryland bred using the waiver, and they'll wait for turf, so maybe eye that one up with this one. But I'll give another shot here with Toledo in the irons. So 7-1-2-3 here in the fifth. A little price shot with Smoke and Sin. Yeah, Diane McClure had a couple horses. Arden's Lucky to Be has run well, and Summer Rod's a horse that I always like that she's got. So,
consistent.
Yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely. Race number 6 starts our Super High Five jackpot. Is our Super High Five jackpot. Carryover is 8,247, and that does start. That is, I keep saying starts, but it is in this allowance optional, claiming 40, 7 furlongs on the dirt, 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the number 7 air token. Keith, you have the number 5 on top. Holy Synchronicity. We've got a video on that one back from late-ish March from the midturn to the wire.
Yeah, and you're looking at this horse, well, he's kind of an in-and-outer with his figs, but some of his figs are just kind of related to the trips that he's had. The ability is been there, and he's showing kind of like some serious talent, I think. I didn't expect him to be kind of this good on the go back, but he's an improved kind of a horse and hung out. You see the comment, 4 to 6 wide on March the 18th in a game run, just missing. Oh, I needed him to get up. Baracho at a price gets it done for Gorham. But, back here, 7/8 of a mile I think is going to work. The flow definitely in this particular field works for him. I think he gets out, he's forward. He's either on or just off the lead. And if he just keeps bringing that heart that he's been showing, he'll grind and stay around in race number 6.
Absolutely. You also go with the number 4 to the inside. Going to the lead, Norman Cash, Barbosa. I like the distance for this one, especially with this newfound change of pattern.
If you like the 5, you kind of like the 4. They've been running against each other. Not a whole lot separating these horses. Going to lead benefited from a little bit of a battle up front 2 races back, and last time out just had some traffic. I think he can get the 7/8. He's got some class here going to the lead. Holy Synchronicity. The kind of the fresh face in this crowd here, the 2 Oh Trouble, rolling kind of right along in New York with David Jacobson. Definitely going to have to take notice when he comes to town. He's like, we talk about, he's kind of back in the game now. He's 32% on the go back throughout his races here in Maryland.
And 2 for 4 as of recently, Aqueduct to Laurel, so on the board. So when he comes down here to Maryland, so take that with what you will. But a hard horse to deny with what he's been doing, how he's been rolling. I've got a note.
You got Classier here, so let's talk about him.
Just one quick. Okay, nope. I thought I had beat. He was beat by Trouble was beat by an allowance here, dropping down last time out. So I just didn't want to know if anybody wanted to take note of that. Classier, Kieran McGee claimed from the barn of Brittany Russell via Baffert. Didn't beat a crazy field last time, but was in the right. I'm just super interested with Kieran with this horse later, with possibly a bit more distance. I'm really curious to see how this is going to shake out in the McGee barn. I think the 7 furlongs is going to be fine. Kieran's going to have this horse pretty buzzy getting into this race, just with the way he's such a sprint trainer, and he's very strong with his sprinters. So this fits elongate from what he did last time out. Why not? He gets the outside post even if he is rank. Toledo kind of has this horse, I think, figured out, just needed a race on him to kind of get all the cobwebs out of there.
Yeah, laid him in there for 40, did Brittany Russell and company. Kieran went in. He rode the wave of the racetrack there, 4 to 6 wide. It was a good spot to be on the 19th. Finished up well and one going clear. Yeah, and it looks like they're optimistic. They're going to go ahead right here in this 2 other than right back, and I think he'll get a good stalking trip and just kind of circle.
I'm pretty sure it's probably what Brittany would have done with this one anyway. So it's just not really a surprise. To me, it's just pretty self-explanatory with this one. And with that, let's continue on to the other 2 races that we have on the card today. In race number 7 in this allowance optional claiming. Mile and 16th on the dirt for the 3-year-olds. And up, Keith, you have the number 1. And let's go ahead and look at Iowa back in January here from the 3/8 onward.
Now, this guy's just all of a sudden, he's just paired up, 89, 88 buyers his last 2. Now he comes off this little bit of a break. We're going to his last race on the 14th against Van Scholar Southern District, a real kind of a salty field here in the open allowance. Makes the run and just kind of can't quite get it done. Gets a short lead. Battles on. What I like, he's about a length back out of it here, and just digs right back in. So he wants to battle you. He's got the inside post. He's got the right kind of flow. I don't think he'll be quite as close as he was last time with the likes of Nostalgic Run at Sizzling Time and even Shackled Love. He's going to have to maybe settle a little bit further back. See if he takes to that, because he's a horse that likes to kind of stalk and move. I think he's going to find himself 5 or 6 out of it, maybe even a little bit more. Can he make that sustained, longer kind of run against this group?
We'll find out. We'll find out there in race number 7. You also include the number 4 underneath Dixie Drawl, Norman Cash, William Humphrey. I originally had this horse much higher on my picks, but I did some shifting around a little bit. But a nice performance at Laurel in this type of race. We're just stretching it out here to 2 turns, and I want to see it.
Thought he was in a good spot last time. He just no parts of running that particular day. Hope is they keep him here right around right at the level, and that's good enough. Like I say, I think what he's going to see up in front of him is going to work. This horse has a chance. He's shown the ability to come from a little bit further back. Nostalgic Run. Yeah, the road's going to go through him. He took the rating last time, was able to hold on under a hand ride. Take note of that. So, maybe he's just kind of improving a little bit more and going up and stepping up to the next level out of that A other than to the 2 other than here. So we know where he wants to be. He wants to be up there, relaxed. If he relaxes, maybe he holds on even a little bit better against this group. You've got a little note, right? Shackled Love, I like it. And I think I probably whiffed a little bit on the line. This horse was off a long break from August 21 to January 23. Came back in a sprint, a tough sprint. John the Bear 12-1, and didn't really run. But he's done some really good work going long. The works look forward. I don't think we're going to get close to 15-1. That was a good little pickup, I think, on your part, because we saw Gary win with a good price the other day. Golden Gully the other day. Similar kind of style runner too. Kind of sits there, likes to kind of stalk and then move into it.
I'm gonna check things out a little bit later, or one of us is specifically with Gary Capuano going along first after the layoff. He just seems to he's done it several times within this past winter and fall. So I'm really I think the only thing that could probably dissuade a little bit is the fact that he puts weight on. Weight off, with the bug on. So clearly a wrap-up job last time out. But, Gary Capuano, 31% first after the layoff. Usually he's stronger second after the layoff. And I'll take it with this. If you want to compare a little bit, it's the somewhat similar, not similar timing. We have a bigger span, but had a little bit of a break, went in the Bald Eagle, didn't go anywhere because the turf frankly wasn't for him, and then comes back a month later and then go ahead and wins a nice allowance at Pimlico going 2 turns. So I will take that.
Okay.
Yep. So race number 8 to wrap up everything here for our racing is a claiming $10,000 event going 6 furlongs on the dirt for the girls 3 years old and up. Keith, you've got extra crunchy on the outside coming off of a win at Charlestown with Gina Perry.
Yeah, again, maybe this is a little bit of a reach as well. Prepare for Takeoff has been taking play, ran very well last time. Now you're going to have to take like 7-5, 6-5 maybe off of that number comparatively. But, the key is the blinkers were taken off last time. And this horse has got a race on the page going back at Pimlico that was pretty good, back when Sensen was running all right. So just taking a little bit of a shot. Prepare for Takeoff might have a little bit of company. Diamonds and Denim on a barn change. Might go ahead and try to force a little bit. But, Prepare for Takeoff, the horse to beat. A little shot here with the 6 to 7-2. And I think the 7, Raise Your Game, just came up flat last time. Had the duel, no kick whatsoever. Was able to run down an open speed type a couple races back.
And there we have it for our races here. Keith used to go 6-2-7-5 in that last. Let's head on over to Lightning Round. A couple things to bring up. let's go ahead and talk about your best bet of the day, race number 6 in the 5 Holy Synchronicity for Rudy Sanchez Solomon.
Yeah, really competitive too other than, but Holy Synchronicity, I just like what he's been bringing to the table. Had a tough trip a couple races back when sent. I don't think that's his game. In that, it's 7/8, so I do want him forward here today. I think he's not going to be hung 5 and 6 wide like he was last time. I think he stays a forward trip a long, long way. Value play is
race number 5, I believe.
Yeah, 5th race. I've got it here somewhere. Smoking Sin. Yeah. Diane McClure. Let's get it done here. Bryson Butterfly, the Lasix goes on, working forwardly. You might get 6, 8, 10 to 1 on this one.
There you go. And just wanted to bring up, we have some stakes action coming up next weekend in the Spring Spectacular Stakes. Talking about, we've got some nominees in the Tessia. We've got Coffee with Chris, Brittany Russell with Uncle Jake, Prince of Jericho, Circling the Drain, Fort Warren, 99% Maddie, and Recruiter with Cal Lynch. Just wanted, interestingly enough, we have, let's see, I'm just taking a look at these at the just taking a look here. We have 38 nominations for the Whitley. Led by Graded Stakes winner Double Crown, Eastern Bay Informative. Wonder where Craig is coming back in action. He's been on the work tab. Put some bullet works in. So we have that as well. Also wanted to highlight that we have a couple, let's see, Butch Reed's got a couple in. Just a lot of action going on. And wanted to highlight that the winner of the private term Hayes Strike is in with Kenny McPeak for the Bluegrass tomorrow as well. So I know there was another horse that was considering a stakes action here, but he's also in at the Bluegrass as well. So a lot going on. And hey, don't believe us, just watch. We've got Bruno Mars headlining the Preakness action, hoping to bring that 24-karat magic to the infield. He's gained a couple more Grammy wins since the last time he was here in Pimlico for Preakness 11 years ago, Keith.
That's right. It's his return voyage to Old Hilltop. Exactly. Yeah, I think he put on a very good show last time, and good to have him back. And I'm sure there'll be other acts, along the way, right?
What's interesting, it's he's going to be going on after all of the racing action. This is going to be after the racing action Preakness Day. So this is a bit new into the change-up. So we have we're going to have some acts going on throughout the day. And what I like is that they're kind of bringing a twist. So they're calling it Preakness Live, and they're bringing in some more diversity into the efforts in the infield this year. So I'm really excited, and I'll touch on a little bit more of it as we go along. But Bruno Mars back in Preakness and back in Maryland for Preakness 148.
All right, that's it?
Yep, that's it. We'll head on over to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches. Thank you.
All right, good luck.